Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Woodpeckers Deep Dive. My name's Jeff Farris. Welcome to my shop. You caught me on my day off in my Hawaiian shirt, and we're going to take a look today at something very exciting. This is a new accessory, just came out. It's an addition to the Woodpeckers Exact-90 miter gauge. Now, we all know what a flip stop is, right? Flip it up when you want it out of the way, you flip it down, and now you can control the length of your workpiece. But what the heck is a flop stop? Well, hang on, that's what I'm going to show you right now. So there's always been a little bit of a problem anytime that you want to make a cut where you have to pull the miter gauge off of the table. This is a real old miter gauge, and it doesn't have even a T-bar in it, so you can see that as soon as you come off the edge of the table, you're completely out of control. Somewhere in the 50s or 60s, saw manufacturers starting putting T-slots in there. So now the T-slot gives you control of the miter gauge in one plane. It's going to keep it from falling out when you pull it out like this, but it still can teeter sideways like this. With the Exact-90, we took another step forward by not putting not one T-washer on there, but two. And that second T-washer gives you additional support. We also put a long fence on here. And now that long fence has got leverage to rotate the miter gauge this way. Okay? So, when you're on the table, everything's fine, but as soon as you pull back off the table, it flops. That's what we're going to stop with the flop stop. So let me grab a piece of plywood that is just about the max capacity of our Exact-90 miter gauge. It's 24 inches deep, 36 inches long. And what I'm going to do here is bring the Exact-90 onto the table. I'm going to bring the flop stop all the way up and lock it. I'm going to flip my flip stop out of the way. Now we'll get that roughly in position, and here's the magic. We're going to take the flop stop and drop that little plunger down until it's on top of the material. And now we're going to slide back, and look at that. The flop is gone. It can sit there by itself. In fact, you can pull this all the way out to 24 inches, and it is not going to lose any balance this way. So let's see this thing in action. We have our flop stop set so that it's going to keep the material flat. I'm going to slide off the table, and we're going to adjust this to take an inch off of our workpiece. I'm going to slide that to 35 on the scale. Lock that, drop the flip stop, slide, come up against it. Now we have our length established. The flop stop is keeping it flat. Grab my headset and we'll make a cut. Now I know most of you have made that exact same cut, and when you got to this point right there, things went south. Not anymore. As long as you're working with an Exact-90 with a flop stop, you can make that transition from air to table saw perfectly smooth every single time. It's an absolutely revolutionary idea. I have to tell you, this is a fantastic tool. This little feature right here, I have just never seen anything like that. That is the coolest thing I've seen on a table saw in years. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Deep Dive.